Hey guys, want to show your support to the channel and get some awesome rewards at the same time? Then go check out my Patreon page where at whatever tier you choose that fits your budget, you'll get plenty of rewards such as updates and announcements on the regular, exclusive sneak peeks of my videos before they go up online, get yourself credited, and receive a special shout out at the end of my videos and more. Go to patreon.com/AckleyAttack44227TV to start pledging today. And don't forget to also check out and consider gifting me any items I have listed on my Amazon wishlist and even supporting me on my Streamlabs tipping page that'll also help support the channel directly. Links are in the description box below as well as on my link tree for you to check out. Thank you and enjoy today's video. Take care. Hey guys, like what we do on our channel and want to see more videos from us? Then not to worry about a thing. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as turning on the notification bell so that way you can see more of our videos coming up very soon. Thank you and enjoy today's video. Hey guys, this is AckleyAttack4427 here, and welcome to another episode of WTPU, aka What the Pickup? Now, as you may recall, in the last episode of the show, which you can see right down over here, I talked about the Bachmann 12-ton van themed to a really nice Christmas wreath that I got off of eBay a few months ago for sure, and yeah, I do find it to be a really great piece of rolling stock that they actually added in for sure. In fact, if anything, I really do think the 12-ton van is actually a really nice addition to the Bachmann Thomas & Friends range in its entirety from what I can gather, and for me to actually get one themed entirely to a Christmas wreath is actually a really appropriate one for the time being. Yeah, pretty much during this time of year for sure. So yeah. Either way, I am really impressed with, of course, pretty much how well that actually turned out for sure. And I really do think it is actually a really great piece of rolling stock that I really do think help ties everything with, of course, pretty much the rest of the Christmas-themed Bachmann Thomas rolling stock models that we actually got. So yeah, but that's at least what I can say, of course, that front. Yeah, definitely do enjoy all the way. I'm really glad that I actually got it. So yeah, if you want to check that episode out for yourself, then don't worry about a thing. There's a card over there over at the top right corner of the screen, as well as, of course, the link to it down the description box below. So yeah, whichever you prefer, go right ahead. I'll wait till you come back. Yeah, take all the time you need. I'll be here by the time you come back for sure. So again, no rush or anything. I'll just be here by the time you come back for sure. So yeah. Yeah, I guess it is actually quite interesting for me to actually be here right in front of my Christmas tree. But hey, I guess I do need a little something to really tie things over with, of course, pretty much this time of year. I mean, what? Were you expecting me to do this episode outside where, of course, there's a bunch of snow? I mean, I would, but personally, I think it'll be way too cold for me to actually do that for sure. So I think it is best to actually do it in a nice warm building for sure. So yeah. that's at least what I can say on that front, hands down. So yeah. Alright, I guess seeing how you did already see the last episode of this show, we might as well go ahead and start up this episode as we normally do. Well, I guess it's after all what we've been through with, of course, a few pieces of rolling stock that actually came out in recent years for sure. Looks like for the next one we're going to be talking about here today before we can really get things going for pretty much this time of year for sure. And yeah, I think pretty much by the time this episode goes live, we're already about 2 days away towards pretty much the big day, hands down. But hey, I guess we do have the time we need tomorrow for Christmas Eve, pretty much beforehand. So I figure for today's episode, we're going to be talking about, yeah, we are going to stick to, of course, some Christmas-themed stuff with the Bachmann-Thomasson range for sure. But for this case, I think it's time for a little blast of the past for sure, with, of course, what we're going to be talking about here today. So yeah, what is it, you may ask? Well, I'll go ahead and reveal it right now. So, okay, there we go. So, all right, so yeah, what I actually got right here in my hands is, of course, pretty much, well, not all of it hands out, but mainly, of course, pretty much everything, I mean, almost everything that pretty much centers around one pretty much Bachmann-Thomasson that came out years ago that I didn't get in my hands up until now, and that being, of course, the Bachmann-Thomasson Christmas Express saga for sure. So yeah, this is actually a pretty old one that we actually got right here for sure, and surprisingly enough, I did manage to finally snag this off of eBay very recently, and boy, I'm really quite thrilled to actually talk about this one for sure. Yeah, I mean, I don't have everything that I need given to all that, but I think you'll definitely see why once we get around to it for sure. So yeah, but either way, this is something that I've been meaning to actually talk about for a long time now for sure, and now that we pretty much seeing how we do have Thomas and the rolling stock right here in my hands for sure, I figured now would be a good time to finally talk about this for sure. So yeah, but that's at least what I can say, of course, that front. So yeah, how does this fare up in such a way? Well, let's go ahead and take a look at this. Alright guys, it looks like we actually got pretty much, well, parts of course, what is supposed to be pretty much the Bachmann Thomas's Christmas Express saga for sure, and yeah, I think from what I can gather, yeah, I think it does look a little beaten up from, of course, what I can gather by the time I got this for sure. But honestly, I think I'm glad to see a good number of parts of it are in great condition for sure. And yeah, surprisingly enough, despite of course what we're working with based on what's been given to me hands down, I think we can definitely make something work, of course, that front for sure. So yeah, now I guess pretty much before going into, of course, this one for sure is that, well, pretty much of anything, the Bachmann-Thomas's Christmas Express saga, as you can see here, well, as I've mentioned a few episodes back, this is actually one of many Bachmann-Thomas sets that are Christmas themed that Bachmann trains used to release back in the old days for sure, especially during the time of their Thomas and Friends range for sure. So yeah, surprisingly enough, they've actually really worked on this saga amongst plenty of others for sure, and this was actually pretty much their second set they've actually put out that is entirely Christmas related for sure, with the first one being the Thomas's Holiday Special saga for sure. So yeah, surprisingly enough, this is actually the second saga that came out that is entirely Christmas themed for sure. And you might be wondering to yourself, how did I manage to obtain this set from what I can gather? well, surprisingly enough, pretty much like all the other ones that I've actually got for, of course, a few months from now that I did talk about on this show, I did manage to obtain what I got pretty much with this set straight off of eBay for sure, and well, I did originally want to go for pretty much the set that was originally pretty much in its original box for sure, but of course, sadly, it was already sold out for sure. But thankfully, another listing came around from, of course, pretty much the seller that I got from, hands down, which actually consists of course, Thomas with the Santa hat and the 3 rolling stock that we actually, that is, of course, including in that set for sure, to which I do find really quite great, and is exactly what I'm hoping for, hands down. And, well, surprisingly enough, yeah, one thing I need to mention by far is that I did get this used off of eBay, so you might notice some things that are missing from what I can gather for sure, but I'm sure we'll go over that pretty much for the time being for sure, So yeah, but I'm guessing of how we don't have the box and everything to really go over everything that's been given. Yeah, I think pretty much of anything, we're still going to go into this as it is based on what's been given to me when I actually bought it for sure. Like, of course, for starters, we actually do get pretty much the regular old Bachmann Thomas as expected, to which, yeah, it needs no introduction, of course, that front. It is actually a really good model from what I can gather for sure, and plus, pretty much, if anything, you may notice that pretty much his snowplow is actually missing from what I can gather, to which, honestly, I'm okay with that, hands down. I mean, I did already gone over everything with of course, the Thomas Save Santa sleigh set, and that actually has a snowplow, so I think I'm actually working with what I got as of now. But although I will say the one thing I am quite glad that the seller kept in when I actually got this set is that they actually were kind enough to pretty much keep the removable Santa hat included into which, yeah, like I said, it is actually really quite amazing, I'm not gonna lie, and I say this is actually very well done from what I can gather for sure, so yeah. And, of course, pretty much of anything, the rest of the Bachmann Thomas model is actually really quite nice for sure. Although I will say, pretty much when I bought this, pretty much Thomas's eyes are looking a little chipped off for the time being. But like I said, keep in mind, I actually got this used off of eBay, so I guess that would pretty much explain why for sure. So yeah, but either way, I don't see it as a big deal for sure, but hey, as long as, of course, it still is the Bachmann Thomas that I would pretty much expect for sure, I think it's pretty much what I actually, yeah, I think it's what I can say on that front. Alright, and of course, as for the rolling stock that we actually got right here, yeah, that alone is really something to love and admire for sure. Like, of course, if we take this out for starters, yeah, for starters, we've actually got this nice red truck from what I can gather for sure, to which that is actually really quite nice from what I can gather. Not only with, of course, the nice red color they actually added in from what I can gather, and that's actually quite fitting given to the red open wagon that I talked about previously for sure, but also the nice silver color for the amount of detailing they put into it, and look at that, some really nice Christmas ornaments, of course, pretty much this side and the other side for sure. So yeah, pretty much this truck on its own is actually quite nice, and yeah, pretty much including in is, of course, this really nice tree, as you can see here, which yeah, pretty much is a really nice Christmas tree that's included in, and I really do love on what they actually did with, of course, this one to really actually make it quite nice, and the best part about it is that pretty much if anything, you can actually, oh, yeah, I'm not gonna let you go, so. Yeah, you can actually place it on the truck for sure, to really give it that nice feel to it for sure, to which I really do love and admire all the way, and I'm really glad they actually did that. So yeah. And of course, next up is of course this nice plank whacking with the nice with a nice crate theme to yeah, I think it's supposed to be a wreath or something. Not like the regular old Christmas wreath, pretty much that we know of for sure, but hey, I guess pretty much of anything, the crate itself is actually really quite nice for sure, and I'm even quite amazed that it actually opens up for sure, So yeah, but either way, I think, yeah, I really do think they did a bang-up job with, of course, the crate from what I can gather for sure, and as for the whacking from what I can gather, well, I think I will say it is actually quite nice for sure, just looking like a regular old flatbed from what I can gather, though I guess I give it to the green and yellow color for sure. Doesn't sound very Christmassy, it sounds a little bit more like something out of John Deere for sure. A Thomas the Tank Engine and John Deere collab. I'd be up for seeing that, so yeah, but nevertheless, the flatbed that we actually got right here, where the crate is supposed to be placed on for sure, yeah, I really do think it's actually quite nice from what I can gather. But though, like I said, seeing how I got this used off of eBay, it's not just pretty much Thomas's eyes being a little chipped off from what I could gather. Turns out one of the pieces of the buffers is actually broken off from what I could gather. But like I said, I see no big deal to that because if anything, like I said, I think you can find something valuable with, of course, a model train for sure, even if it's already been used, So yeah, but that's at least what I can say, of course, that front for sure, but regardless of course, what I have to say about it for sure, I really do think they did a bang-up job with, of course, pretty much this plank whacking with the crate, pretty much that's included in, so that's something I really do love and admire. Alright, and last but certainly not the least, we've of course got this nice Christmas-themed Vengaling van for sure, and my god, I will have to say, this one by far is definitely the best one from what I can gather, so yeah, pretty much, if anything, yeah, pretty much really is looking like any other Vengaling van that came out previously for sure, but I really do admire the nice Christmas theme they actually attach to, of course, this one. Like, of course, for the main body, you've, of course, got it all in green with the roof being all in red. And even the nice little detailing they added in with, of course, pretty much on both sides from what I can gather, he actually does have Merry Christmas on both sides. And even pretty much some nice good old icicles along the side, which I really do think is actually really quite amazing for sure. And not to mention on two different sides of course, the roof, they actually were kind enough to add a bit of white to help simulate snow for sure, to which, yeah, that alone is actually really quite nice from what I could gather, and yeah, I think they did a bang-up job with, of course, that front, so yeah. But either way, I think it's what I can say for everything that's included into this saga for sure. And surprisingly enough, that's not the only thing for sure, right? Yeah, pretty much what I got included in is, of course, pretty much a whole assortment of course, some HO scale Bachmann Easy Track for sure, right? Yeah, with, of course, the terminal re-railer, a whole bunch of curved tracks, and a whole bunch of straight track for sure, all of which encoded and wrapped around, yeah, with, of course, these two wrapped around, and, of course, some nice, pretty much plastic wrap for sure, so yeah, pretty much of anything, it's probably what I actually got alongside what I actually got regarding this pretty much everything revolving around this saga for sure, but yeah, like I said, I don't find it as a bad thing for sure. In fact, if anything, that's pretty much what's been given to me when I got this off of eBay for sure, so So yeah, but at least pretty much from what I can gather, I think that we're getting the idea, of course, pretty much what I think of in regards to that said Seg alone, and yeah, based on everything from my observations, from what I can gather, it really is actually quite amazing for sure. And again, I think this is actually one of those sets that I wish I should have had hands down for sure. So yeah, despite with what's been given to me hands down, I still think it is actually quite nice for sure. So yeah, but I digress hands down. So yeah, but needless to say, I guess the ultimate question remains: how does everything I got right here fare up in such a way? Well, I think we might as well bring it over to my current Bachmann Thomas set that I currently have set up and everything, and we might as well find out for ourselves. So yeah. Alright guys, it looks like we got everything all set and good to go as of now, and well, it looks like once again we're back on, of course, the oval track layout, where, of course, the Thomas Save Santa Sleigh Seg is currently set up, like we did a few episodes ago, and you might notice a few things that are differing for sure, like, of course, all the rolling stock that we talked about in the last few episodes are currently on the sidelines as of now. And of course, pretty much once again this wonderful Bachmann Thomas with the Santa Haggard snowplow from, of course, this current set that we actually got. We actually do have all the rolling stock from the Christmas Express seg pretty much all coupled up and ready to go for sure. And well, pretty much of anything, I guess I know a lot of you guys may be wondering, wait a minute, why don't I actually run this Thomas, of course, this layout for sure? Well, I mean, I guess that is a good thought, and don't worry about a thing. I did test out this Bachmann Thomas, of course, my layout in my bedroom pretty much some time ago, and it actually does work pretty well. But I pretty much wanted to go for a little something that really does make it look and feel like the original seg back when it first came out, and I think pretty much of anything, this oval track layout that I currently got, plus this pretty much this Bachmann Thomas that I currently got with the Santa Sleigh set would really help fit the bill, of course, on that one for sure. So yeah, but don't worry about a thing, pretty much, just because I'm doing all that doesn't mean I'm still gonna pretty much make use of course, these rolling stock for sure. So something I guess a little bit more authentic and actually does feel like the actual set that I currently, that I actually got for sure, based on what I actually got right here. So yeah, but that's at least what I can say, of course, that front for sure. But either way, I'm looking forward to seeing on how it's gonna go once we give it a massive run for sure. So yeah, with that being said, now that we got everything plugged in for sure, I think it's time to finally get it all going. So yeah, with that being said, with pretty much one simple turn of the speed controller, I think it'll get us going. So yeah, with that being said, here we go. Yeah, there we go. I think it looks like, another successful test run as expected. And boy, I say it feels great running all those rolling stock for sure. And yeah, I think given to all that, I think it really does stand out quite well. And of course, the seg, pretty much from what I can gather, yeah, I think it really is quite nice from what I can gather, and, well, I think I wouldn't necessarily say that, well, I guess given to what I'm seeing right here, I think I wouldn't, pretty much, I wouldn't say that it's like I'll be writing the official Thomas's Christmas Express saga for sure, but more of a deluxe version or updated version of course, That Said that I actually mentioned. But it still actually works, so yeah, pretty much, overall, based on what I'm actually seeing, everything, and I do mean everything that I got as part of the Bachmann Thomas's Christmas Express set, I really do think is actually very nicely done, for sure, and it's actually done very marvelously from what I can gather that I really do think really does fit the bill with, of course, what we're getting for the Christmas holiday season, for sure, and for that, I really do think it is actually really quite nice from what I could gather. And yeah, I think pretty much everything from what we expect, like of course Thomas with his Santa hat and snowplow, pretty much as expected with what we got in the past to what we got now for sure, to even the really great pieces of rolling stock that are actually included in for sure. Yeah, I really do think it is actually a really nice saga for sure, and part of me did kind of wish what would have been like if I did actually own that set back when it first came out. I think that's something I would have actually loved. But, of course, with what I actually got, especially off of eBay for sure, I'm glad I did now, hands down, and boy, I think it really does feel great from what I can gather. Yeah, pretty much of anything, I'm really quite glad that they really want to put a new spin on the idea of a Christmas, pretty much combining Thomas and Friends with Christmas, and I think that's something Bachmann Trains really did a great job on for sure, and yeah. As much as I still love all the other stuff revolving around their Thomas and Friends range for the time being, I say pretty much of anything that alongside all the other ones that we actually got are actually really quite nice from what I can gather, So yeah, either way, I'm glad I actually got pretty much what I got from that set alone for sure, and just having the nice look and feel of it, hands down, I say it was well worth it for sure, so yeah. And you might be wondering to yourself, what's going to come up afterwards now that I finally got this? Well, much like all the past rolling stock that we actually got, I'm definitely going to make use of course, these ones, as you can see here for sure, as I really do think they really are actually something worth looking into for sure. Maybe for something that'll help tide things over, hands down, or I guess at the very least, right up until Bachmann Trains makes another Thomas and Friends Christmas saga later on down the road. So we'll have to wait and see on that. But yeah, either way, I know I'm going to make great use of course, these pieces of rolling stock on top of course, what I got currently as of now. So yeah, whatever, pretty much, whatever we'll do to actually, pretty much, get this wonderful Bachmann Thomas that I got right here, pretty much still running as normal, I say we're in good hands. And of course, pretty much, aside from that, what about all of these hands down? Well, I guess for the Bachmann Easy Track that I actually got, I am pretty much putting in storage somewhere, so that way I can actually put them to good use for another layout that I could actually make, or another setup that I could actually do. So we're gonna have to wait and see, but I guess that means on that front, yay! I actually got more Bachmann Easy Track to work with. So yeah. And as for this Bachmann Thomas, from what I could gather, well, I definitely know for the removable Santa hat that's included in, I'm still going to make good use of that, but I'll probably rely on another engine that could desperately need it. And as for this model, from what I could gather, like I said, it still works pretty well despite it being used, so I'm probably going to use it as pretty much as like a one of those stunt Thomases for all the stunt work and stuff, like say maybe accidents or something, to which yeah, I think that makes sense on that front, given to on how being up and used it is for sure, so we're going to have to wait and see on that later on down the road, But yeah, either way, I'll figure something out for sure. But I guess until then, I'm so glad with what I actually got right here for sure. And I say that actually makes it all the more worth it during this incredible time of year. So yeah, and on that thought alone, I think I might as well end this episode here. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this latest episode, and by all means, let me know down in the comments down below on what you guys think of this one for sure. I would love to know on what you guys thought of this one, so yeah, but that's at least what I can say, of course, that front. Thank you guys so much for watching this latest episode, and, well, I think we might as well end it here for sure, because, well, I don't think I can really go anywhere for the time being, given to what I actually got. And you might be wondering to yourself, will I actually plan on pretty much talking about the first Bachmann Thomas Christmas set, that being Thomas's holiday special? Actually, yeah, I would love to for sure. Maybe if I can actually save up tons of money and pretty much find a good listing for it on eBay for sure, then yeah, I would definitely love to get it in my hands, and who knows? Maybe that'll be something I'll actually set up and talk about for right around Christmas of next year for sure. So we're gonna have to wait and see on that. So yeah, but until then, I think I'm good with what I got, and well, I guess pretty much of anything, I guess given for the fact that tomorrow is Christmas Eve by the time this episode goes live, I think it's time to really pretty much end this episode off with, of course, another wrong for sure. Yeah, certainly does feel great to have this thing running around, and I think it is actually a really great way to end this episode here. So yeah. So I guess right up until then, all I can say to you guys is, well, Merry Christmas to all of you, and, well, thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next episode. So yeah, take care, everybody, and, well, once again, Merry Christmas. Special thanks to all of my supporters on Patreon for making today's video possible, including my top tier supporters for this month, VD. So if you want to be like these guys and show your support to us, then go to patreon.com/AckleyTackTV to pledge now, do so, and get some awesome rewards within your budget. Hey guys, this is AckleyTack4427 here. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. Feel free to like, comment, and share if you enjoy what you're seeing. If you like what you see here and want to see more videos coming up, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button and switch on the notification bell to get notifications, and select all notifications to be notified for when we post a new video. And don't forget to switch on notifications on your phone as well. Also, don't forget to check out my second channel and our 2-member channel with Sam the Thomas Fan 1, SamAttack4427TheThomasFan1 Productions, for plenty more content you can't find on here. You can check both of our channels out with the links or by our handles provided on screen. Feel free to shoot me an email with my email address provided, backley95@hotmail.com, if you want to ask me a question, want to collab with me for a project you've got in the works, or if you want to book me to be featured for a convention coming up. Follow me on my social media pages on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to keep up to date with me on updates, announcements, and new releases of my videos, as well as plenty of others I've got with my handles provided, as well as the links down in the description box below. Also, don't forget to follow me on TikTok for other videos I've got aside from the ones I've posted on YouTube, and on Twitch for any future live streams I've got coming up soon, as well as join our official Discord server to see what we've provided. If you wish to show your support to me, then feel free to check out my Patreon to get sneak peeks of my videos coming up before they go up online, as well as getting access to updates and playing more, in addition to getting some awesome rewards within your budget. Also, don't forget to check out and show your support to me on my wishlist on Amazon, and even supporting me at streamlabs.com/AckleyTACTV/tip that you can find in the description box below, as well as on my Twitch page. And in case you can't find any of the links that are provided, then not to worry about a thing. All the links and stuff are also provided on my link tree that you can also find in the description box below, as well as a few selected number of my social media pages. Other than that, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll be sure to see you in the next video. Take care.